Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. I appreciate that so much to all the new subscribers. I appreciate that. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. As always, I'm trying to give you the best quality and entertainment as possible. So let's go ahead and talk about this. I didn't see this coming. Actually, I did. We all did. I didn't know it would be this egregious. And I'm talking about the markup that this specific dealership is asking for their BZ4X. And these coons done lost their goddamn mind. So let's get in the video right now. Alright, so here we go, back at Car Scoops again. So Toyota dealerships imposing a huge markups on 2023 BZ4X, one priced at $77,278. Holy fudge. While highlighting greedy dealers' markup practices before, we have also talked about how bad they make the parent automaker look and how some CEOs have condemned the practice, but one Toyota dealerships in Maryland has a BZ4X marked up more than $25,000. And they're not the only ones trying to milk customers for arbitrary profits, which is completely, it's a thing now. But I've said this multiple times in my other videos, and I'll keep saying it again. As soon as you allow these dealerships to get away with just a teeny bit amount of markup, 5,000 hypothetically speaking here, then they're just going to keep raising it 10, 15, 20, 25,000, even 100,000. Like I talked about in my previous video, the Corvette video. Well, one dealership is asking over $100,000 in markup, and 25,000 just for you to be put on the list. It's egregious as hell. So BZ4X isn't necessarily the most desirable new electric vehicle. Facts. It's not the cheapest. It doesn't have the best range. Another fact. And it might not charge when it gets really, really cold. It might not fast charge when it gets really, really cold, which I don't know if that has to do with the heat pump. Does the BZ4X come with the heat pump? Maybe to heat up the battery so it's more efficient. I don't know. It doesn't have the best range. Yeah, we covered that. We want a new car, struggling to find dealers with full lots. The result of that is the markups seems to go unchecked. And it's going to keep happening no matter what CEOs do, whether it's GM sending a message to their dealerships as well as Ford sending a message to their dealerships. Unfortunately, it's not going to do anything unless they decide to start punishing that said, dealerships, like limiting the amount of cars that they get. Make sure that they don't get those special editions, the one that are really, make sure, like, penalize them, give them an incentive not to do this. If they don't have any incentives or punishments or consequences, they're going to keep doing this regardless of what you say, because you keep giving them more cars for them to sell. But if you limit the amount of cars, they sell, then therefore they can be punished. When they're punished, then they can try to, steer to the right way. But unfortunately, they're just going to keep doing whatever it is they do. Toyota has established a manufacturer suggested retail price, but I think they need to do more. That is, as it sounds, a retail price suggested by a manufacturer, because our dealers are independent business owners. The final transaction price will be result interactions between the customer and the dealer. But that's why I like the way that the Tesla is doing. Unfortunately, they do have markup too, but they just do it incrementally. What I mean by that is they raise the price of the car here, 1,000 here, 500 here, another 2,000 there, 1,000 here, 1,000 there. A few years later, the car is up 10 G's, man. And you don't notice it because that's the price of the car. That's what you pay. You don't pay any additional cost. They just keep increasing it slightly, so it seems less painful. I'm like running over my words here, trying to talk too fast. They are increasing it, a little bit at a time. You don't notice it. But, dealerships, when you go in and they charge you that 5,000, you notice a huge difference. Whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, you notice the difference. Unlike Teslas, where they're just incrementally increasing it a little bit at a time, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. Even though, their cars seems to be unreachable now, and there's no incentives for you to buy those said cars. But the fact that you can buy it straight from the manufacturer, I like that. I think that's the way most of these car makers are going to be heading to if dealerships continue this trend. I know that Ford has something in the works, something similar. If you want to buy straight from, I think, Volvo's parent company, Polestar 2, you can buy that straight from the company, and it tells you exactly how much you're going to be paying, the price of the car, and pretty much everything. They don't add on any additional shit. I think I've done it like just to see how much you would be paying for that said vehicle. But I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, and by the time you go pick up the vehicle and something completely different, but I doubt it. But anyway, moving on. If that feels a weak sauce answer to you, you're not alone, and it's the kind of half-hearted attempt to sound customers focused that emboldens some dealerships to do what Koons Toyota Westminster does when they list a BZ4X for $77,278. The fact that they have the balls to charge that much, man, these Koons are out of their mind. My God. Keep in mind that the MSRP for the BZ4X Limited without any additional option is $47,625, and the front-wheel drive, $48,780 for all-wheel drive. We get it, and MSRP stands for manufacturer's suggested retail price, but this is just plain ludicrous. I 100% agreed. Another dealership in Portland is openly charging an additional $9,999 on top of the every BZ4X. While that's certainly more attractive than a markup that's almost $30,000, it's consider exactly what we're talking about here. I think the other one in Portland, they're charging you $4,000 in accessories. And then, no, this is not the one. Is this the one in Portland? No, but I think this one, they're charging you almost $15,000. $999,999. This doesn't make it look any better. $60,000. Insane. Insane. Do not buy a fucking BZ4X. At the end of the day, like, this really tarnishes the name Toyota. But unfortunately, the dealerships, they don't care. They're in it to make the money, as much money as they can. But the brand name Toyota is being tarnished by the dealerships. And unfortunately, people will get to a point where if somebody asks me whether to recommend a Toyota or whatever, I would be like, nah, man, you don't want to buy brand new. Because you have to deal with those dumbasses at the dealerships. And it's just a horrible experience. Car buying has always been a horrible experience. I've never had a decent experience in car buying. It was always just shitty. And that's the reason why I usually never go back, or I'm never a repeat customer of any said vehicle or dealerships. I've always just jump around dealerships. I don't stay to the same one. And I buy a lot of Hondas. I think I've owned a Toyota before and a Nissan at one time. Got rid of that piece of shit. Yeah, I've just never gone to the same dealerships. I've always just gone somewhere else. I'm never a repeat customer because the experience just wasn't really well. It wasn't a good experience for me. I fucking hate buying cars because I have to deal with the goddamn dealerships. So I do like the fact that the way Tesla has it set up, you can pick the car you want, the options you want, check out and you put your $200 deposit of whatever it is. You put your deposit down and then you just wait until the car gets delivered and then you pay the amount that you pay. And that's that. I like that experience better. And going forward, I think more manufacturers are going to be heading that way when dealerships continue to do this fucking nonsense bullshit. But anyway, moving on. BZ4 isn't exactly groundbreaking for anybody but Toyota itself. We can't imagine anyone with any common sense would be willing to pay for either of these marked up vehicles when rivals offer more and well-sounded vehicles for the prices that dealers are asking, or for even less. If you hate markups as we do, and we do hate markup in this channel, we do hate markup in this channel. Whenever possible, multiple dealers are vying for your business, and especially in cases like this where the vehicles in question probably won't be flying off the shelves, don't be afraid to go somewhere else for the car you want, which is, nothing but facts here. But stay away from these Koons, man. They will run you They will rob you. They will shake you down for all your money. As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will see you in the next one. All right? Have a very good day.